hello everybody and welcome again to English for Palestine grade 11. Today I'm going to teach you how to talk about preferences. It is in your pupil's book, Unit 4, Period 4, page 42. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to, number 1, recognize the meaning of preferences. Number 2, recognize the language structures used to talk about preferences. And number 3, practice talking about preferences. Okay, let's start. What do you mean by preferences? Preferences means that you like one thing more than the other. You like one thing more than the other. Example, you like coffee more than tea. Or you like apples more than oranges. Right? Okay. Now, what language structures do we use to talk about preferences? Actually, in English language, there are many structures, but today in our lesson, we're going just to handle 3 structures. There are 3 structures used to talk about preferences. Let's look at the first one. The first one, we use the verb prefer, which means يفضل, plus noun, plus to, the preposition to, plus noun. Okay? So again, the first structure is prefer, plus noun, plus to, the preposition to, plus noun. Right? Let's see an example. Many tourists prefer culture holidays. Here we have the verb prefer and the noun culture holidays to, the preposition to, another noun, it is beach holidays. Again, look at the example. Many tourists prefer, this is the verb prefer, culture holidays noun, the preposition to, and beach holidays noun. Here, tourists, they like culture holidays more than beach holidays. This is the meaning. Second structure, we use the verb prefer again, plus the ing form of the verb, plus to, plus the ing form of the verb. So what is the difference between this structure and with structure number 1? In both, we use the verb prefer, but in the first one, we use noun after prefer, and then the preposition to, and then a noun. But here, we use the prefer plus the ing form, or what we call it gerund, or in Arabic masdar, plus the preposition to, plus the ing form. Look at the example. They prefer studying to sightseeing. They prefer studying, the ing form from studying, to sightseeing. It means that they prefer studying more than sightseeing. So if you notice here, we use the verb prefer in 2 structures. But in the first structure, prefer plus noun plus to plus noun. But in the second structure, we use a prefer plus the ing form plus to plus ing form. Noun, ing form. That's it. Let's practice. Look at these pictures. He. What do you think? Yeah. Who can write or say a sentence about these 2 pictures using both structures with the prefer? Prefer plus noun, plus to plus noun, or prefer plus the ing form, plus to plus the ing form. Okay. He prefers. Be careful about the S here. He prefers, because the subject is singular. Prefers basketball to football. It means that he likes basketball more than football. Or we can use the second structure, the ing form after prefer. Look here. He prefers playing basketball. So notice the difference. Here we used just the noun, but here we use the ing form. He prefers playing basketball to playing football. Is it clear now? So these are the first two structures: prefer plus noun plus to plus noun, prefer plus ing form plus to plus playing football. Okay? Another example. Look at these two pictures and try to make two sentences using the structure of prefer. The subject is I. Look at the picture. You can use any words. I prefer, what's this? Salad to burger. I prefer salad to burger. I like salad more than burger. Or I can use the second structure, prefer, with the ing form. I prefer eating salad to eating burger. You can give other examples. You may say, I prefer healthy food to fast food, because salad is an example of healthy food and burger is an example of fast food. Okay? Great. Let's now move to the structure number 3. It's very important. It is would rather, or the short form id rather. Would rather or id rather. Be careful about the short form. Id here, this id is the short form of would, plus infinitive form of the verb, plus than, plus infinitive form of the verb. Again, structure number 3, to express preferences, to talk about preferences, we use would rather, or the short form id rather, plus the infinitive form of the verb, plus than. Be careful here, we use than plus the infinitive form of the verb. It means that I like one thing more than the other. Look at these two examples. Here I would rather travel by train than fly by train. It means that I like traveling by train more than flying by plane. Okay? Great. Practice. Children. Children would rather. What do we need after would rather? What form of the verb? Yes, infinitive. Watch TV. Watch, the infinitive form. Then do homework. Children would rather watch TV than do homework. Children like watching TV more than doing homework. Here we use the would rather plus the infinitive form of the verb plus than plus the infinitive form of the verb. Okay? Other example. This is a village and this is a city. Look at the picture. The village is wonderful, but the city is busy. Yes. Who can say the sentence here using would rather? Okay, great. I would rather, or I'd rather, the short form, I'd rather live in a village, because it's wonderful to live in a village. Look at the picture. Than live in a city. I like living in a village more than living in a city. Village is wonderful, quiet, but city is busy. Again, would rather plus the infinitive form of the verb plus than plus the infinitive form of the verb. So here we have three structures. Again, I'd like to remind you all with these structures. Number one, prefer plus noun plus preposition to plus noun. The second structure is prefer plus the ing form plus to plus the ing form of the verb. The third one is somehow different. We use would rather plus to infinitive, would rather plus infinitive form of the verb, plus than plus infinitive form of the verb. To practice more, let's do this activity. And by the way, it's in your books. Complete the sentences using prefer or would rather. And don't forget that with the prefer, we use the preposition to. And with would rather, we use than. So please, let's look at number one. Look, what do we have after the space here? We have the verb go. Is it a noun? Or is it an ing form? Or is it an infinitive form? Yes, go is an infinitive form of the verb. So where do we use infinitive form of the verb? With prefer or with would rather? Great, yes, with would rather. So I would rather go in a history tour. And what do we use with would rather? To or than? Yes, than. Great. Again, I would rather go on a holiday tour than visit an art gallery. I like going on a history tour more than visiting an art gallery. Great. Let's look at number two. What do we have here? Noun. Yes, noun and noun. What do we use with noun and noun? Do we use prefer or would rather? Yes, great. We use prefer. So she prefers. And be careful about the S here. S here because the subject is singular. She prefers healthy food, noun, to fast food. Noun, noun. Number three, the same. What do we have here? We have football. Football is a noun. Basketball is a noun. What do we use here? Prefer or would rather? Yes, bravo. We use prefer. So three, they prefer football to basketball. Number four. Yes, do infinitive. Do infinitive. We use would rather. I would rather or I'd rather. Be careful, we can use the short form of would, id rather. Do my homework now, then do it later. And number five, the last one, their son playing computer games, playing football outside. Here we have the ing form, and here we have the ing form. Which structure do we use with the ing form? Is it the prefer structure or the would rather structure? Yes, excellent. It is the prefer structure. So their son prefer playing computer games to playing football games. Okay, so to sum up what we have explained, we have three structures to talk about preferences, two with the verb prefer and one with would rather. Prefer plus noun plus to plus noun, prefer plus ing form plus to plus ing form, and the third one, would rather plus the infinitive form. Be careful, would rather is always followed by the infinitive form of the verb plus than plus the infinitive form of the verb. Okay, hello everybody and welcome again. Our lesson now is a vocabulary lesson, and it is about phrases with the adverb well. And it is in your pupils book, Unit 4, Period 4, page 43. How do we form the well phrases? Actually, we often use this kind of adjectives by using the adverb well plus the past participle of the verb. Again, well plus the past participle of the verb. And be careful, here this phrase works as an adjective, right? So look here, let's look at this example. The verb educate. Educate. If I want to make a well phrase from the verb educate, as the rule says here, we use well plus the past participle of educate. So it becomes well educated. Well educated, right? If you notice here, we have no hyphen, 2 words. But sometimes we use or we put a hyphen between the 2 words, between will and the past participle of the verb. When do you use or when do we put this hyphen? We put it when the adjective is followed by a noun. Look at this example. He is a well-educated man. If we have no noun here after this adjective, we don't use or we don't put hyphen, right? He is well-educated with no hyphen, but he is a well-educated man, right? Here today in our lesson, we have a group of phrases with well. The first one is educate, the verb is educate, and the adjective or the phrase is well-educated. Second one, of course, in Arabic it means mutaqaf, someone who has degrees in a certain subject. Inform. The verb is inform. The adjective with or the phrase or the well phrase is well informed. Yes, well plus the past participle of the verb inform, which means in Arabic muttala', someone who knows a lot about certain subject. 3, behave. Yes, who helps me? Behave. Yes. Well behaved. Well plus the past participle of the verb, which means muhaddab, someone who treats people in a good way, someone who doesn't make troubles. Next, know. Well, and the past participle of know is known, well known. A famous person, well-known person, mashhur or ma'roof. Next, we have address. Address is a verb. To make it an adjective with well, it becomes well-dressed. Well-dressed. Aniq. Right? Well-dressed. Next, pay. Pay is the verb, and the adjective is well-paid. Well-paid. He has much money, or he gets much money from his job. In Arabic, يعني راتبه عالي, ذو راتب عالي, right? And make, it becomes well made. Well plus the past participle of make is made, right? Which is mateen, something strong. Yes, the last one is right. Right becomes well written. Well written. This book is a well-written book, which means يعني حسن الكتابة, يعني مكتوب بشكل جيد أو كويس. So if you look here again, we have educate, well-educated, inform, well-informed, behave, well-behaved, know, well-known, dress, well-dressed, pay, well-paid, make, well-made, and write, well-written. Let's now do this activity to practice more about these fixed phrases or the will plus past participle adjectives. Here you are given the verbs inform, behave, educate, make, dress, know, pay, and write. I want you, please, to make a will phrase by using will plus the past participle of the verbs given to you here in this box. Let's start with number 1. Someone who has a master's degree. He is, yes, well educated. Good. A famous person. Well known. A person who wears good clothes. A person who wears good clothes. He is, yeah, well dressed. A child who never causes trouble, who behaves well. He is a well-behaved child or boy. A strong piece of furniture, a strong chair or table or whatever. Yeah, it is well made. A book with a good style. It is written in a good way. Yeah. Oh, no, before we have number 6, someone who knows a lot. Someone who knows a lot about technology or about computer or about car. Yeah, he is well informed. Number 7, a book with a good style. Yes, well written. Number 8, the last one, someone who makes a lot of money in their job, or a job that pays a lot of money. We call it well paid. Okay? Thank you for watching and see you inshallah in another video. Goodbye.